Cool, I'm back. This time I'll be showing you how to grind levels in this game. Isn't it cute, fluffy, fatty, jelly? That is a pet, you can ride on it or send it on an expedition. First thing first, I do recommend always seeing daily and weekly quests. It won't give you experience but diamonds, an essential currency in this game, and by the way most of them are easy tasks. Like gathering, delivering main, sub and scroll quests, and by joining a party or just create it. If you still get bored doing as easy as making a party, no one is forcing you to do so. What is the point playing if you're not enjoying? Be thankful that I made a tutorial video, just go with the flow. Okay, as promised, here I show you how to grind with AFK. First find the map that has a monster in range of your level, then find the spot where there are a lot of players AFK grinding. The problem here is when there is too much player that you can't even hit a single monster. So to do that, we will do what I call the luring mode. We have to hit or pass by the monsters that are out of reach from player AFK grinding, but not too far because the monsters will not pursue you when they are far from their respawn, and then bring them to the crowd. Doing this you will earn both experience and drop items you would normally get by killing them alone. But of course, it comes in handy if you can just let the game grind itself. We can achieve this if your character can manage to hit many monsters or your range character or has a buff of movement speed. The main point is we just need to hit them at least once, and we get level and drop chance. Also if you are strong enough to kill monsters fast, that would be a huge advantage and you won't be needing to be around with players AFK grinding. Here is a catch: when you are low level and looking for a grinding spot, the game offers in certain map a healer NPC. As you notice, this NPC has an aura on her feet, which refer that it is a healer. All you have to do is stand beside her and activate the auto attack system. Don't forget to set either near or wide as the range, so you will always return to that spot beside her, and with time interval she heals everyone around her. Scroll quests can be done 10 times a day, and the amount of experience depends on the scroll level you will use. Why does nothing happen after repeatedly clicking the use button, you ask? See this? None. Means you're missing something. You need to have a scroll quest. Where to get, you ask? You can obtain them by killing normal monsters in or outside dungeons. Creating higher types of scrolls can be done through NPC. You only need a one-time scroll quest for the daily and 30 times for the weekly. In the beginning, we do love to finish all the activity the game offers, especially to free-to-play player. So, what about the donators? We should not care about them, be envious. That's because they don't need to do all the stuff to get strong as they already are. Doing scroll quest is one option you have if you are bored doing AFK grind. If you do low damage while grinding to a monster, being alone would be a downside. Rather find a player who's grinding the same level as yours. Because experiences are not divided or shared to players who hit the same monster. Even just being hit by the monster, you still earn the same experience when it killed by someone else, as long as you are in range with the monster. And always find a team or party in full. This will give you an additional bonus experience even if they are not on the same map as you. Though the monster they killed will not share any experience with you, only on your kill do you get to experience with bonus. And by the way, keep track of your fatigue points. Max fatigue is only 300 points, when it's full it won't regen, so I recommend using it so each minute passes it keeps gaining fatigue points. Dungeons can give you a much higher experience and gear. The sewer dungeon can be found here. You have auto options: find a team or do it solo. By pressing team up you will be in the queue. You can see it here. You can leave this place with the queue on and it can be found here. You can go hunt or do other stuff you like. Also, if you have a lot of zenny, you can do scroll quests inside the dungeon by buying scroll in the NPC located beside the portal of each dungeon. I don't know how much experience you can get from it. That's because I'm poor and can't afford to buy them. By checking the queue you can see how many players are there queuing with you. I recommend using foods doing dungeons, it will help greatly. By cooking, we can create specific foods. Stay tuned for my other upcoming tutorials. I'll make one video about cooking. There are a lot of food types and they can't be stuck together. You should avoid using food that has the same effect as such, health increase, because one of them won't take effect. After a while finally, the queue is complete and the dungeon starts. On most maps, especially inside dungeons, there are traps on the ground that will debuff you with different effects when you step on them, so watch out. When you reach the deepest part of the dungeon, you'll run into MVP, which in this part of the video, I'm still weak and die. As long as the MVP dies when you are alive or dead, you will still get the rewards. Are you having a hard time looking for a team to do dungeons? Why not go to the culvert? There is this MVP that spawns every 30 seconds when die, though I don't know what you can get from it. At least you're doing dungeon stuff. There are more other dungeons. Here is the daily dungeon. You can earn experience and essence for your pet, though experience won't be that much if the dungeon level is way too low for your level. This dungeon can be done 3 times a day. There is also this infinity dungeon. A huge experience can be obtained here, but keep in mind you better set up well your character before entering this instance, especially when it's not your first time and the stage starts on the last floor you're in. Which is probably hard for you since you lost in that floor previously. I would be suggesting to eat food, feed your pet, set up your mercenary, and of course, check your current potions, which you should bring lots of them. The higher floor you reach, the greater the experience you get. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for more videos.